Hi, and today we've come to a very unique place, a place that you probably wouldn't expect what I'm going to show you. We've come to one of the major cities in the northeast of the UK, northeast of England, a place called Sunderland. And the thing that you won't be expecting is the fact that, unless you live in Sunderland, you'll know about it, but outside Sunderland, most people don't realise that Sunderland is a seaside resort as well. So we're going to have a look at the beach and see what it's all about. Come with me. Sunderland's on the northeast coast of England, just on the North Sea. It's on the River Wear in the area called Tyneham Wear, named from the two main rivers in the area. As we leave the area around the entrance to the River Wear, you'll notice there's a harbour and there's people fishing there. One of the things you're going to hear in a minute is the local dialect for Sunderland, and it's a strong dialect. Most people can't understand it who are outside the area. As I say, a very, very strong dialect, and you have to really concentrate even if you are from only a few miles away to understand it. You'll have to excuse the few spots of rain on the lens. It was drizzling quite heavily to begin with. One thing we did notice is as we left the river, you can see this stony beach just around here, there's some what can only be described as seats made of concrete globes, and those are them there. I don't know anything about them, but if you do, please put it in the comments where they came from or what they're about. Are they just seats? They certainly look like it. As you can see, they're flat, so you can sit on them and watch the sea. Not a bad idea, and because the concrete will stay there forever. As you saw when I first started, was outside the yachting club for Sunderland, and there are a fair few boats in the harbour there to do with that, but not an awful lot. Very small yachting club. There's a little rainbow over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rainbow growing over there. Beautiful blue skies, but raining as well. You can see the size of this harbour. Obviously a fair old size of harbour. This is our first time coming to the seafront at Sunderland. Well, I say that. I did come once because they have an air show here once a year, but this was a long time ago and I don't remember any of this. So obviously for you coming for an air show, although it was over the water on the seafront, it was probably further up, I don't know. Well, let's continue and see what else there is. As the rainbow gets stronger and stronger, it's interesting to note that Sunderland can have very unpredictable weather. Sudden downpours, strong winds, and then 10 minutes later, beautiful blue skies you can see from here. Fantastic changes. Let me tell you a few things about Sunderland. Sunderland itself, the area known as Sunderland, the metropolitan borough, has 334,000 people living in it. About 168,000 are actually in Sunderland itself. But it's got its own university, Sunderland University. It's only 10 miles from Newcastle, but it's one of those places that If you know it well, but most people don't necessarily go directly to that. It's not one of those places. If you was going along the A1 to visit a place, you'd maybe look a bit more at Newcastle. But Sunderland has got so much going for it. It's surprising how little it's seen. Why is that rainbow hooked up a bit now, isn't it? Anyway. Sunderland was known as the largest shipbuilding town in the world at one point. I mean, things declined, and going back over the last 40, 50 years, the shipbuilding side of it has basically died out to a great degree. There's still a bit there, but not a great deal. Since then, it's redeveloped itself as a car manufacturing place. It's also got the university, which is bringing in new business to the city, and from what it was 40 or 50 years ago, you would not recognise the place today. Sunderland has actually been around, and this surprised me when I looked it up, since the 12th century. To me, it seems like a place that was maybe built on the shipbuilding and a fairly modern city in that respect, but it's existed for an awful long time. We're now coming up to what I'd class as the more seaside side of Sunderland, if you like. You've got your little play park there for the kids, and you've got a proper promenade that we're walking on. Now, they actually call this place Roker Park area because of the fact of, well, basically Roker Park is the historic home of Sunderland Football Club. But this marine away of Roker Park is sort of the seaside side of it. What you may not have noticed, which you'll see in a minute, is we've gone from the pebbly beach to sand. It's now become the sort of place where you can go on the beach, make your sandcastles. Even with a reasonable high tide, the sand is still there. Don't know if you can see it clearly, but there's a little lighthouse at the end of this harbour wall, pier wall. Modern art can have its uses. Really picks this up perfectly. If you enjoy my type of videos, why not hit that subscribe button? Helps me out tremendously. Give you ideas of where to go for day trips, for holidays. See some inspiration and maybe pick up one or two gems that you never thought of. Help you plan your next trip out. Let's see what else Sunderland has to offer. Beautiful sandy beaches, huge amount of it. As you can see, I've come on a nice Sunday afternoon, autumn, not cold, not freezing, but yet there's plenty of space. You go to many destinations on a day like this and it would be packed. It's just one of those places where you can just get somewhere different. Somewhere to just enjoy with the dog, if you like, because dogs are allowed on the beach from beginning of October. We're now coming up to the other side of the harbour wall. I think they class it as a pier actually, but it's produced a harbour as such. Well, it looks as though Henry Wake created something a bit special here. A tunnel and a pier, as well as the lighthouse. I'll have a look at that in a sec. But as you can see here, we ain't going to be going on the pier today, which, with the weather recently, that's hardly surprising. There have been quite a few storms around recently, so that would stop you going on the pier, but they've left it locked, obviously for safety reasons. Let's poke our eyes through the bars, shall we? See what's through there. Maybe not that much for today. As you can see, the beach continues there round the corner, but that is the end of the Sunderland beach, as I understand it, and after that it becomes Serene Beach, which is a totally different place altogether. Well, it's touching Sunderland, and maybe somewhere for another day. But here's Roker Pier. It's shut is the tunnel by the looks of it, and it looks like there's something a bit more goes on than just that. There's obviously, because it's now the winter months, it'd be interesting to have a walk down there, see what it's all about. And as you can see, there's my daughter Eloise taking a nice little photo of the beach in her Beetlejuice top. This place is situated just in the right place, right on the pier, a little cafe with beach huts where you can eat your chips in, view over there, see out to the lighthouse. Might be worth a visit in the summer months. It was actually open, but we weren't that hungry. But just opposite the seafront is fish and chip shops, ice cream places, all the sort of places that you'd expect. And they were all open, even though it was such a quiet day, sun shining, warm enough you needed a jumper, but that's about it. Okay, so maybe there's the odd one that was shut for the winter, but most of them were still open. Just don't see why this place hasn't got the amount of people coming to it, with it being right next to a city itself. As we walk along the beach, you'll notice that it's still lovely sand. Absolutely lovely sand. And the beach isn't covered by water, it's available there for people to just go straight on. I'm sure at a certain high tide it'll be covered, but we didn't see it. As you can see, this is lovely, fine sand. You're right on the seafront. Everything going for it. I just can't understand why it's not more popular.
So, Sunderland's got a gorgeous sandy beach, even in the middle of the winter. I mean, we're just coming into October now. Yeah, it's not the best of weather. I'm having to wear a jumper. It has drizzled a bit, but in essence, a lovely place to go for a Sunday afternoon with the kids. And from the beginning of October, while the end of April, the dogs are allowed on the beach as well. So if you've got a dog, not a bad place to come up with it. Let it play for it. Waves are a bit strong today, but anyway, the video coming up. I'll see you on that. Bye for now.